Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Monday, April the 5th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. Highs and lows. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Okay, highs and lows. One of the reasons I want to talk about highs and lows today is because of all this order block stuff that's been going on. And as I mentioned before, I've yet to find a precise definition of order block that everybody agrees on. It's kind of like trend. But highs and lows, there's nothing to agree on because they're just numbers. It's what's plotted on your chart. And it's easy to see what the highs and lows are. So what I've done is I've put the TRO HL5 indicator on the chart, and this is just default. This is how it works. It'll give you the current high-low for the chart period you're looking at for the current bar and 1 bar ago. So if we go ahead and look at the inputs, you can see show high true, show low true. That's default. You drag it down. My period's the current period, 2 bars. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to 24. Why? There's 24 hours in a day. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So you see a bunch of highs and lows. Does that really help you? Well, maybe yes, maybe no. You can see we just broke through the H1, the hourly high of 3 hours ago, 3 candles ago, 3 bars ago, however you want to say it. And you see we also broke through it 2 bars ago. So once again, simple horizontal line trades. But the question is, does that really help you? Maybe yes, maybe no. Depends on what you want to do. Now, the next thing I want to show you is, and this is where it starts to get interesting. If I can find it. Right here. Only show not crisscrossed. So let's set this to true. Only show not crisscross. We set that to true. And you see a bunch of lines disappear because prices crisscross through them. So how does that help us? Well, if you think about it, what do people call order blocks? They say it's like the highest bullish candle here. This would be the order block. And then the lowest bearish candle. So right now, this is the highest bullish candle. And so you see prices up here. So if it breaks down and then returns, then you say, well, this could be an order block. So this right here would be a breakout of the previous H1. But remember, we already crisscross across these 2 highs, so those lines are gone. So by having those lines on the chart and use the only show not crisscross, you can see when the trade opportunities happen in real time. So you've already missed this one and you've already missed that one. So now what's the next one? It's this low. Really simple stuff. So, and if you look down here, you can see we had these lows before. So if price comes down here and then turns back around, you can see it would fail to break and make new lows. Just like here, it failed to break a new high. So it kind of borders the chart for you. It gives you, lets you know when you're at the extremes. It lets you know the price action. So all these highs and lows you can see here have been crisscrossed. So they've been taken out by price. And it's really that simple. You know, now we talk about things, we've been talking about imbalances, but what's kind of interesting here, let me go back to the imbalance chart. Let me put that on H1. You can see here, this imbalance area here is right near that low. And then we had an order block set up, looks like right here. This was a bullish order block right here. And you can see where price is coming back into it, but it's at the high side as opposed to the low side, which was down here. But just using these lines, it's simple. Now, somebody might say, yeah, but I'd like those lines, but I want to see them on the M1 time period. Well, that's easy. You want to have the M1 chart, but you want to have H1 lines. So just set my period to H1. And then you can go over here to your 1 minute chart. And we can scrunch things up a bit. And you can still see those H1 lines. So just using the highs and the lows can be very simple. And you can do the same thing with the opens. So for example, if you come back in the HL5, you can even have it on the same chart. Set show open to true. And you can see where the opens are. So we haven't crisscrossed the open of 1 hour ago. So we're still above this level right here. So we're between the open and the high. So this is how you can set boundaries, especially if you want to trade the breakouts at the horizontal lines. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. So maybe you like to look at the M15 chart. And you can see, to me, it just kind of gives a clear picture. We're not giving it some funny name, fancy name. We're just saying, hey, we've got these highs and these lows, and price either has or has not crisscrossed. So it sets the boundaries, and as we all know, price likes to range. So it's chances are it's going to range out of those boundaries during the day. And one interesting thing you can see here is price went up. It's knocked out all of the highs, except this last one. So what's price going to do? Either it's going to go higher or it's not. And that's just part of trading. So for me, I would just look at the highs and the lows, and you can see here for the day, you can see where the lowest lows are and the highest high is, and you can trade accordingly. You can see if price will come back into an area or not. Let's see. Let's ramp this back up to H1. So we could even look at about 2 days worth of data if we want. Instead of 24, we could say 48. But it seems like those prices have been crisscrossed. So if we take off the crisscross, now you can get to see what it looks like. It's just a jumbled mess. But once again, you can see where price cut through those two highs. So price is either going to go higher or lower, and right now it looks like it's going lower. So using the only show not crisscross lets you know what trade opportunities are available. Now, you might want to set this to the last 72 hours. And once again, you can see what's happened. You know, this is just really simple stuff. I mean, you could draw these, plot these lines by hand, but let the indicator do the work for you. Besides, it can tell you how far away it is in pips, how many bars ago these levels occurred. Much easier, let the indicator do that work. Frees up your brain so you can work on your brain management, your risk management, your trade management, your money management. And to me, this is a lot easier sometimes than worried about, you know, is this a real order block? Is this a real order block? To me, I'm still in the learning mode, but so far I haven't discovered anything in the order blocks as opposed to what I have in the imbalances, where you can see what happened this last hour. Price put in an imbalance. Price came back here, went into the imbalance, then shot out, and that trade was good for 10, 15 pips if I remember correctly. That's just trading off those imbalance zones. And then the other one to note when we're talking about imbalances, there was a daily imbalance that has now been covered, and I believe it was right here. But as you can see, price covered this imbalance area right in here. Okay, let's go look at some of the other charts just to get an idea. Okay, we still have 1, 2 gaps that haven't filled. We broke out of the opening range for the month. So there, anybody taking that trade was rewarded. 260 pips above the open. And remember the seasonality right here. So far it looks like following that, it's paying off. We broke out of the inside bar of the week, the inside bar of the day. So horizontal line traders here again were paid off. Previous day's high was broken. Once again, horizontal line traders are paid off. Pound clocking in right at 100 pips. We took out the pivot. We missed the pivot on Friday. Rats. Okay, it looks like time maybe for red rats to start feasting, but it is still a holiday, Good Monday, I think, or Easter Monday. So the traders, I think, have a half day, so I think they're going home. Weekly pivot still hasn't been hit. Mentioned we took out the daily pivot. In and out of that wick zone, once again, breaking the previous day's high. We showed you the imbalance. We've already went over that. Walmart trades. Once again, simple trade at the horizontal line. And I'll talk about this other indicator that I set up to blink another day. Range, 55 percentile on the daily. So that's looking pretty good. Switch to weekly. We're still at 0, so price needs the range for the week. So, fellow traders, I hope that helps. Just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.